I don't know. I think you have to be subscribed.
Yeah, it says unrecognized commands.
Oh, it's yeah, exclamation Timbits, I think.
Oh, that's right. It was X. I'm doing dots. Damn. How long it's been since I've been in the WA? Looks like we're ready for round 2.
Yep.
There's our posting. Good luck to everyone in that. Thanks for joining us, for the people who are watching us. All right, let's see if we can pick which one we want. So Ronathan and Kim are one game they're streaming.
Yeah, we don't want that one. What about
Nemesis already did.
What about stuART and EPICat?
stuART and EPICat? That's fine. Okay with that. Or do we want to make fun of Chris and Peter?
No, he'll be recording.
Oh, Chris will be recording.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
Let's go grab those guys. I'll copy
stuART and EPICat.
Do you want to post in there to the players if they wanted to?
Well, I'm gonna step in right now. I'll just come in and just talk to them before they start, because hopefully they haven't started yet. I can just try to join the room. Do it right now. stuART's the only one in the room right now, so I can check with him real quick.
Oh, and I gotta keep turning off my camera.
Mr. stuART, how are you? We're taking over your stream for a second, if that's okay. I know your opponent probably hasn't come in yet, but you okay if you're on stream with us? That's fine. As long as you have a drink in your hand, we're okay. So, yeah, we're just looking over stuff. I do have news for you too. I do actually. I can't even throw my video on, but I'd like to show you this amazing card that I picked up from a trade from someone. I do have that big entrance for you. So, yeah, are you still okay with that? Send it to Mike though, instead of sending it to me. Just send it right to Mike. But yeah, I mean, here you can see my thing. Just to show it's there.
Don't show your thing on stream. Jesus.
Oh, did it screw up your thing, Mr. Matt?
No. When you just said thing, I was being.
Oh, my thing gets shown all the time. Google Reg Sims, man. It comes up as much as Ron Jeremy on the internet, man. Yeah, so we're waiting on your opponent, who you're playing. How'd you do your first round, stuART?
I cannot hear stuART. Oh, because I've muted him. No wonder I can't hear him.
Really? Yeah.
Like 10 minutes. 2 rounds.
Yeah.
10 minutes. It's just...
Interesting. Who was that you played that has the god catcher like that? Oh, James's team. Okay. Yeah. We figured we're going with to try the second round. We're trying to go with the teams that might be 0-2. So, but all right. So as long as your opponent's okay, EPICat, you okay with having us? Sorry, what is your name, EPICat? Your first name?
Antone.
Sorry, Antone?
Yeah.
Antone. Okay. Do you mind if you're on stream for this match?
No, that's fine.
Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna step out. You guys do whatever you need to do. We'll try to catch up if you're playing. Good luck to both of you. Love the paper that you have there, Mr. Antone, and we'll definitely talk after. We might after the game. We might have a quick little chat with you guys. That's okay. It'll be over your strategy or make funny or something. But it'll be good. Okay, guys. Good luck to both of you.
Cheers, see you later.
All right, Mr. Matt. So we are back. We do have the Carpenter right here. That does.
That's the one I was looking for. I was excited. I was excited.
So we're good.
I saw
As I
that.
said, I was like, I'll be honest. We'll make fun. We'll talk. We'll do whatever we need to do. But hearing the quick thing from stuART is that he got absolutely smashed by Godcatcher. I heard something about this Godcatcher might be good today or something, in the right control, and it looks like EPICat has under surveillance and Godcatcher, so this could get pretty bad. I haven't looked at the team for stuART, what he has,
Yep, sure.
but looks like stuART is running a Becky Lynch Godcatcher team, and Anton is running straight up. Now, again, a weird thing, I don't see Typhoid Mary. Do you?
I haven't got their team links up there yet.
No, I don't see Typhoid Mary, and it's interesting to see that. So I think right away we're looking at doing a Godcatcher, Thor. So he's got Thor. He's gonna Becker over a Godcatcher, and that's exactly normal. Becky was brought by stuART, so it was using a Thor Global to discount something by 2. Godcatcher comes out, and he Becky's it over when he does that. By the way, love stuART's mat. That's an awesome mat with the Batman. I've actually inquired about that, Matt. I'd like to see if I can get that. Same as there's a Fantastic Four one that Peter does. That's amazing. So looking at stuART, knowing you have a God Catcher against you, do you just go the God Catcher race and hope you win, or
I might.
yeah,
No,
nobody has Collector. I don't think. I don't see a Collector on either team. And EPICat does have a Gazer, so that could hurt. Actually, they both. I think they have the same team. I see Kree Captain. See that one doesn't have Thor. One has Isrid Horn. I think you just have to go the race with Godcatcher here, and it is going to be some quick games.
Why can I not put stuART's team in there? Oh, because he's player 1. That's why. Because I'm stupid. That's why.
So we have a Kree Captain. He's going with Kree Captain, and he prepped it, which is interesting. So he's got the Kree Captain that's going to buff based on other characters.
Other villains, but he's not really villain heavy, is he?
Well, I think it's going to be Godcatcher coming here. It's going to be Field of Godcatcher. And at this point, actually, I would just go with another Godcatcher. Another card I saw that was pretty good was the Anger Issues, that you could actually get an Anger Issues to buff the Godcatcher. Then you only need one, and as long as you have a Force blocker with the Godcatcher ability, you can do Overcrush damage with it. Like, that's the new way I would have tried, was a Godcatcher with Anger Issues. Because then you only need one God Catch in the field, and you just keep doing the Overcrush damage, right? So we're going to see a Becky Lynch God Catcher. There it is.
Sorry, I'm just checking some
And it's
background things again.
The other thing I would have thought is, so he's going to buy another God Catcher. This is where I also think having a Force attack on a God Catcher team would be good, because at this point, he would have a God Catcher waiting and a Bolt if he had Scott Hall, that he could have Force attacked on the opponent's turn, and it would have been 10 damage right away next turn. So looks like stuART is going to want to have at least something in the field to be stopped from the Godcatcher attacking, so he shouldn't be rerolling that sidekick. But in the same way, what is he going to buy now to counter two Godcatchers coming in the field? So this could be trouble. I think he's looking at trying to buy the Spider-Man, is why he got the Kree Captain, but neither team have Clayface.
Is Spider-Man that valuable to you against a Godcatcher?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think what stuART's going to go for a win con here. Like, I mean, Becky maybe is what he's going to go for, but Becky's not a Godcatcher. And I look at it and say, stuART has a Godcatcher. Like, that's the question I'll ask after, is to say why Kree Captain over a Godcatcher would be the turn 1, game 1, right? And that's where it's going to hurt. Because at this point now, he's going to have a sidekick getting blocked by a Godcatcher. I think next turn, EPICat is going to start going the under surveillance route, knowing that he can't see a static field. Even if I'm EPICat, I reach for that Anger Issues. That Anger Issues, I think he can discount it with Thor. He can Becky it over, and now that one Godcatcher will get triggered, and he'll have Overcrush on it that he can use to start doing Overcrush damage repeatedly with the Godcatcher. But again, we'll see how they go. I know a lot of people are used to using under surveillance with the Godcatcher, but Anger Issues.
Anger Issues is pretty good.
Anger Issues with a Godcatcher, especially, I mean, no one's reaching for the Gazer yet. I mean, that's the other thing that stuART could do, is Becky over a Gazer. But I think he's looking at it going, shoot, he's got two Godcatchers coming at me already. And hearing that stuART said the last 2 games he played, he got destroyed by Godcatcher within 10 minutes. And it's like, it's one of those where you're frustrated that, wow, you know. So EPICat here, if I was right, I would roll that Godcatcher, use the Becky, and bring over an Anger Issue, if you see it. I don't know what his other BAC is. I think it's a piece of paper.
I can't see it, yeah.
BAC.
Oh, actually, I got it on the screen here. We got Nefarious Broadcast and Under Surveillance. Where's actions?
Oh, it's not the BAC of a piece of paper?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that should be a new one that comes out next set. Ripped piece of paper. So what do you do with it? He's just lost his shield, but again, I'd feel the sidekick, spin that down, and prep over an Anger Issues is what I do. Or keep the 2 sidekicks, and you've got yourself your bag getting thinned out a little. Knowing that when I look at stuART's side and I say, what is his win con right now? There is no win con
Not
bot.
yet. Not
You've
yet.
got 2 god catchers sit in the bag. I would just wait, clearing out your opponent with attacking with a god catcher. Well, he can't trigger the god catcher yet, so I seriously would go for the anger issues. But he's probably fixated on, I've got under surveillance, I'm going to go for it. Might be good. Nefarious broadcast is probably not going to get needed. We got some solid TV going on in the
Yeah,
background.
that's what I was
one other
listening to there.
thing. I'm trying to pick up, what is it? Is it a TV show or is it Saturday morning cartoons? I'm not sure.
And then another under surveillance.
So 2 under surveillances. He's going straight for that route. And I mean, what are your view? I mean, we know under surveillance works if there's no static field, but you see the benefit of an anger issue, especially that it goes with that god catcher card, right? They have to target something to block. Overcrush is going to go through.
I'm a fan of Overcrush myself.
Yeah, like that, you're giving Overcrush to a god catcher, and with the Becky Lynch, it just seems right to go anger issues. And that'll be the other question I would ask stuART is, that was maybe his intention. Why doesn't he have under surveillance on the team with his god catcher? And it's probably because of the anger issues. So he does have sidekicks that'll stop him from getting hit, and that's why EPICat has been rolling for the under surveillance. That's a benefit to the under surveillance. But just imagine one sidekick with Overcrush right now hitting you for at least 7, and you don't lose it from the field is the key to it.
Yeah.
So
Becky Global.
so the person from France that said they want to bring us coffee, I will take it. I'll take a dark roast double. What is your pick of coffee, Mr. Matt?
I
What do you like?
am a huge white girl. I'll take a pumpkin spice latte, man.
With extra froth,
With
right?
extra froth and whip.
And that's the complete opposite. I'm taking the dark roast, and you're. I'll take the caramel / latte, please. And and can you underline my name on my card on my?
It's like you've heard me order before. Oh my god.
That's okay. You know what? Coffee's coffee. Whatever you like. I
Yeah.
do like pumpkin spice lattes.
Oh, it's a bad time of year for me because like I'm not a heavy coffee drinker normally, but my lord, pumpkin spice season comes out and I'm all over that. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
See, and I think wintertime we usually have in the fridge a bottle of one of those Baileys and stuff like that. So I'm an Irish cream guy, but my Irish cream gets flavored by the alcohol that's in it. But no, a pumpkin spice latte is a good. I've even gone with one of those candy cane peppermint sometimes. They don't taste bad, but
I will use this.
oh,
coffee's supposed to wake
is
me
is
up.
poor stuART about to take 10 to the face?
Absolutely. So it looks like we've got it triggered. Now, he triggered the...
He triggered
Actually,
the
he does
first god catcher with the second god catcher. No, yes. And then
That's
under
right.
surveillance to
God
trigger the
catcher
second
triggered.
one.
Issues you have.
Is that what the Typhoid Mary die is? Is that a
Yeah,
god catcher?
that's a
deal?
god catcher. Yeah.
Okay.
So
I need to get
there's
some
there's
tokens.
absolutely nothing stuART can do here, which
No, he's
really
gonna
sucks.
he's gonna take 10 now, and I think he's got another under surveillance in his bag for next turn, and that'll be game. And unfortunately,
Well, probably.
unless maybe stuART could have gone with a gazer to prep it over, something like that might have helped him.
Well, I'm just gonna start hitting the buttons here now.
Yeah.
Pass.
And the other thing, it's gonna be 11 if he pumps it too. So
God catcher and unblockable God catcher, forcing
So-
2 of your sidekicks to block.
so 2 sidekicks are blocking.
I've blocked the.
Well, sorry, not 2 have to block. Oh yeah, 2 have to block the
Yeah.
one. He's getting KO'd, gone.
Oh,
And there's 10,
I
and he's
feel
gonna
for
pump it.
stuART. I really feel
Now,
for.
does he pump it with anger issues?
No, that's
No, he didn't
insult to
pump it.
injury.
Well, and that's it. I mean, you can hear it in
Yeah.
the way stuART is. He just got thumped by 2, and that's the frustrating part of the game is that when you come out to a major tournament, you know you're going to see stuff, and if you just don't have the right matchup, it's not fun. And we've all been through it. I've built mini tables to show off that's when you get frustrated. I mean, the only good part is hopefully the later rounds you will not see God Catcher anymore, but that's when you get to see, who knows, the new Gladiator that's going to come out that's going to thump us as well.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, look at that. We were getting.
so he did get a gazer. He did sneak a gazer in there. I
Yep.
think he just put that out there. So
I didn't see him buy it, so I don't know.
it came. I think it came out of the batarang or the bat belt that's on the Batman there.
It might have been.
I think it was. That's where we're gonna hear a ruling in a second. Where the fuck did that come from? But I think EPICat will just be like, you know what? He's allowed to. He can throw whatever he wants out of that belt.
Give him one. Give him a chance here.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised. Or maybe it's just too late for him.
Well,
that he didn't go for his own god catchers.
Right, you would think you would counter god catcher because in theory, Anton missed one of his god catchers one turn, so he could have done that. Now the other question is they're both running god catchers, neither have the Clayface, and I'd be interested to see are they thinking because Clayface could get used against them? Is another question we can ask.
We'll have to see. I want to see their teams here again.
So he attacked with the Gazer, and I'm thinking I would have kept that because if you see a god catcher coming back, you could knock out your Gazer. Now Gazer's in the bag, but
yeah, well,
but again,
no
I think it's one of those.
Yeah.
I don't think he really cares at this point. We get some sidekicks. There is the other under surveillance, which will do nothing right now. So, do you just pump over another god catcher?
You know what I'm probably doing? I'm probably I want to get those dice in the bag, so I would probably do an Atlas Global, and I don't even care about the other stuff.
Right, he has Atlas.
Yeah.
You're right. That can go into the bag. I mean, there's lots of ways you can do re-roll to get more sidekicks, to get more stuff, but even the anger issues could be the end of game now. Like,
I gotta bounce for a
surveillance.
second here, so you're on your own.
No worries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now that he's out of the room, everybody just write pumpkin spice latte, please. Or do you drink coffee? Just so you say, just so you can see when he comes back, saying we all want one pumpkin spice latte. So I think we're nearing the end once he starts to roll the god catcher's next turn. He did go ahead and do the Atlas to refill the bag. stuART's up. Hopefully we have the camera flipped.
Hey, Matt.
Did you flip the camera, Mr. Matt? No worries, as long as the camera's flipping. So we have a Kree captain. I would be interested to see why the Kree captain was purchased for what benefit in the game, knowing that there's no villains on either side. Oh no,
Can't hear you.
Becky Lynch Global and two from another.
No, we were just. I can hear you. No, we're just saying the question about why the Kree captain was purchased. Mr. Matt, you're on mute.
Can you hear him, Monkey, or?
No, I can't hear him either.
Is that better now?
Okay.
He's muted or he's got his audio somewhere else.
Yeah, I rolled it all.
So, fielding of obviously stuART was just fielding some characters for blockers. The only good part he has is the god catcher is triggered. Oh, that's it. They finished. He rolled it. He won. They're done game one. That was that quick. So he must have rolled. I wasn't looking there. He must have rolled his under surveillance and got it. So that was game one, Mr. Matt. If you're hearing, you're going to game two, and let's see if stuART going first is just going to try to god catcher him back. So we'll see what happens. He has everything he needs. Oh no, he needs to roll everything. I would do. Knowing you have Intellect Devour, maybe stuART doesn't see that Intellect Devour is available for him, because you could Becky over if you roll two bolts and a shield. The shield, re-roll the other two and hope you get a bolt, maybe.
You think with Becky he can choose? Okay.
Because you want to buy that god catcher on discounts.
The general consensus on
We're hoping for a bolt and you get a fifth. So now he can't buy anything except I would just buy a god catcher.
come up.
Buy a god catcher.
Okay, Matt. Thank you.
Becky Lynch.
I'd like to see the rationale for that, though. But
So he's going over with a Isrid Horn.
Over to you.
So, which is interesting. So he's trying to Becky over Isrid Horn, trying to get more energy for 5 that he could do a turn 2. I always think that first turn could always be like a free roll if you go first. So you can use it to get 5 energy. So instead of having 3 and 4 for energy on turn 1, you could actually have the game 4-5 to start.
I'm all back. What did I miss?
We were just saying on stuART's turn, he actually reached for an Isrid Horn. instead of he could have paid 3 for a God Catcher. So we Becky'd over. And what I was saying is, what are your thoughts on this? That when you go first, you roll 3 energy.
Are we on
And your
game 2
opponent
or
rolls-
are we?
Yeah, it's game 2.
Oh.
Apparently, he rolled a under surveillance and killed.
Okay.
But
So-
what we're saying is on turn 1, you always go first, right? I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if your choice, you always go first. But sometimes you say, would you just take that 3 energy and turn it into 5 for turn 2, right? So that in theory, instead of you going 3-4, it's your opponent starts and does 4-5 is what you're rolling. So and sometimes I like doing that. My turn 1 is just wasting to get energy.
Yeah.
EPICat has gone ahead and bought himself God Catcher, and then he went and spun it down to get himself also an under surveillance. So he's pretty set on what he needs.
Ugh, that's no good.
stuART rolled the Israel Horn, and I don't think he wanted the Israel Horn.
Run, turn off.
No, not at this point in time.
Yeah, doesn't really matter.
So he didn't go
now
for a
he-
God Catcher again. That's interesting.
No, he didn't go God. And I would ask that question of why he didn't just go in the God Catcher race. It went with the Israel Horn maybe to stop.
What level is it on?
Again, globals.
Uh,
I don't know why. I mean, he's going to hit for 1 damage, and he's going to probably attack with it, or does he just leave it as a defender now, knowing it can get knocked out the turn the God Catcher comes?
I might hang on to it. Like I don't see any value in it.
Yeah, like if he was going the Becky route, the question would be is if you go Becky, how come you didn't have the 2-cost God Catcher? It actually, yeah, it is even the God Catcher he has. He's got a great drunkard. I just noticed. I thought that was a God Catcher. He had.
Oh,
He does.
geez,
He
you're
has a
right.
Great drunkard. Yeah, I could tell by the token on it. I was like, wait a sec, he doesn't have a God Catcher.
Oh,
So that's why he's not reaching for it.
we're dumb.
Now we know. Yeah, well, we look at it thinking, okay, it's God Catcher. So because my question is why isn't he reaching for the God Catcher? But he's got a great drunkard, which isn't exactly the most beneficial card right now.
Leave her.
So his win con must be the Becky overcrushing. So that would example why he went with. Because my question was going to be, why do you have God Catcher with anger issues? Is it because you like the overcrush? And no, it's not. So that solves that mystery that we had.
Yeah, you know, we're both
Across all of-
staring right at the cards, and I didn't even clue in. I just saw 3
It
cost.
didn't- Right, and I was sitting there going, I'm looking at going, why has he got the yellow tokens for a God Catcher when I sent him the God Catcher tokens? And then I'm like, wait a second. Turn on my side and I go, man, that's what happens when you're bottle 3 into the Molson Canadians. So, but yeah, I mean, EPICat, again, he must look at this going, I've got the win con going. It's motoring along. Did EPICat lose his first round? I should check that.
What happened in round 1?
EPICat, he tied against Peter, and I'm wondering if Peter's running the Iceman build. So they tied 1-1. So that'll be interesting to see the results on that. So we had a God Catcher prepped, and he's ready for next turn to start doing some damage. And stuART has reached out and bought himself an Atlantis. So he's hoping for the Atlantis didn't roll.
We got a host from, I'm going to butcher this name. Kazmabia? Thank you for the viewer.
Yes.
Did I say that name even close to right?
Yeah, watch it be like, it's K.A. Smabe. Let's be like Chris. Chris is like, Kazmi. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go Kazmabia. Kazmabia? Sure. Welcome.
Yes, thank
Joy.
you. And totally
I
feel
like
free
the-
to correct us too, like, if we're way wrong.
Mr. Matt, I like the layout that you have with the floating energies in the top right there. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I
You got on the stream. It's pretty cool.
I feel bad I'm getting such good rolls.
EPICat is
That's
saying, in a polite way, I'm about to kick your ass, is what he just said. Apologizing for his rolls. This pretty much could be big trouble for stuART, knowing that if you're Antoine, you just push for the 1, and the other one you've cleared the field, and stuART needs to have some big help next turn. Again, I'd use this to prep another God Catcher,
Yeah, I'm totally doing that.
or even prep the under surveillance. But I would actually prep the God Catcher.
I'd probably
just
do
go
under
with
surveillance, to be
two
honest with you.
Well,
'Cause-
he's already got the under surveillance. He's gonna know he's gonna take out, so he does go under surveillance because he's going for the kill. The only question is if a Gazer came out, he could stop him. So he's got the God Catcher. The second God Catcher is now going to get triggered, and he's going to have an unblockable 10 right now going through.
I'll just do that for poor stuART right off the bat here.
Yep. Now the only thing is he's got the Izzard Horn. He'll get the energy. Becky's there, but Becky's not going to do much.
Yeah, that would flop.
So they're both gone. And I think next. Oh, he did have unblockable, didn't he? One of them was unblockable.
I thought
I thought-
so.
Sorry, do you want me to step in? I thought they were.
Maybe jump in quick. Maybe we missed something.
Yeah, let me just grab that quick. Sorry, gentlemen. Was one of those God Catchers unblocked?
No, it was Nefarious Broadcast.
Oh, Nefarious Broadcast. Thank you very much. So there was a Nefarious Broadcast.
So
The piece
we'll
of
give
paper.
stuART 10 life back.
That's right. He got his life back.
Let's go.
And I'm wondering why he went there. So stuART just rolled no characters. He knows it's over.
Yeah, I mean, well.
Let me get in before stuART just hangs up. Let me see if I can get him in.
Let's play it out. Let's play it out.
Oh, they're gonna play it out. Let me actually. I'm gonna do some comedy in there, and we'll try to get in there. I think he is dead, so I'm gonna step in.
I
and
think he's
just
100% dead.
Yeah. Just a reminder, stuART. I think you can buy the 12 cost Supreme Intelligence right now,
Yeah.
and it wins you the game. Just to let you know. But I know you guys are playing it out, but we're just gonna sit in here and say, "Wow, that sucked." To hear, stuART. I know that's probably exactly how your first game went.
Yeah.
That you just got rolled over by God Catcher. We're sitting in the booth having questions for you, if you don't mind. We were like, why is he just going God Catcher versus God Catcher? And it was like middle of game 2 that we're like, oh, it's not God Catcher. It's a great drunkard.
Yeah.
Because we were going to ask you why you have anger issues on the team with a God Catcher. We're in the booth saying that I think anger issues could actually help more than an under surveillance could. And we were like looking your win con, like you reached for the Kree captain in game 1. We were like, what was your goal of Kree captain? Like, is it to ramp to Becky or?
Yeah, I was trying to get the double fit. To be honest, this team
Right.
I literally threw
Right.
together the other night, and I've just not
Got it.
practiced it.
Right,
so
got it.
really.
And whereas if you had the two costs, because we were wondering like, is it the villains? Because there's no villains on there. And whereas if you had the 2 cost one, you buy it, and if you had Clayface, that's how you get your Becky
a
Lynch
bit more
quick.
Clayface, to be fair.
Right. So you're hoping your opponent is Clayface and not to use it. Exactly. And again, EPICat, your first match, we were thinking you must have went against someone who had a really good team because that team is a very strong team. The Thor God Catcher straight up with Nefarious Broadcast. We can only imagine what it's going to be like with the Doom Caliber Knight coming in a couple of months. It's just going to be gross to play, and as we saw, there was really nothing to it except maybe going Gazer quick, but you're putting yourself on such a defense, right? And the God Catcher or the Great Drunkard's there to block. Maybe a 2 cost God Catcher for the counter swing game could help, but yeah, by the time you got Spider-Man out, he does nothing against it. You know, you kind of don't have the tools against it. Even Static Field's not there, and unfortunately, it leads to a couple games of bad rolls. And
I brought a feather duster to a gunfight, basically.
well, what is your drink of choice today? Because I think you're going to use it a lot, right?
Yeah, I'm going to be nothing with bad boy.
There you go. Now let me ask: Is it? Would you prefer a Stella Artois or would you prefer a pumpkin spice latte?
At this point in time, Stella for sure.
Okay, just making sure for our viewers out there that might be
I
interested.
can throw the bottles afterwards as well.
You should just lay them along the all your bottles that you drank as you play.
Yeah,
And,
I'm going to put them there like that.
That's right, those are your.
My great
That's right.
drunkard token.
Every time a God Catcher comes out against you, you should put a bottle up, and
It's
that's
my
right.
great drunkard. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, gentlemen, I'll let you. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's one of those ones where hopefully you don't go against God Catcher in round 3. If you do, you are fully allowed to flip a table.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate it, EPICat. I'm sure, Antoine, your team's gonna be okay going forward. It's more when you meet that mirror match. It's gonna be how do you handle with what you have against it. You have the pivots with Thor, and you've got the team. That's the typical one we thought we'd see today. It would have been interesting to see how good Becky is, but Becky's been nerfed by the God Catcher being bigger. But yeah, I mean, maybe Becky will come back with a few other things that can help with it. But again, gentlemen, thank you for the game. Thanks for being on stream. We're gonna drop out right now and talk about the match. But yeah, thank you guys again.